You can follow along with me on page 290 of your textbook. This is letter A. Throughout this lesson, we will be using this conversion sheet shown. You can find it also on page 290. It is going to be very important and make these problems a lot easier. We will let you use this chart on homework problems in class and also on quizzes and tests. So, let's look at this problem. We want to convert 36 yards into feet. So, I'm going to look at my chart and look at yards and feet. As you can see, it says 1 yard equals 3 feet. Well, how are we going to set that up? Well, that's a great question. So we have 36 yards. Make sure you write yards afterwards. And then we have to see, we multiply to find the correct feet. And we know that we want feet up here and yards down below. Okay, so if we look at our chart again, we know 1 yard is 3 feet, is the equivalent of 3 feet. So we know 1 yard is the equivalent of 3 feet. We know we want yards on the bottom because we want our yards to be able to cancel out. They cannot cancel out if they are on the same level. So we will have to take 36 times 3 over 1. This is the same as multiplying fractions. So we're going to make 36 a fraction and multiply across. We'll multiply 36 times 3 and 1 times 1. Well, 36 times 3 is 108. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Remember, our yards crossed off because that's what we wanted, and we're left with feet. Now, we can get rid of the feet, the one below, because that still keeps it the same. So our answer then would be 108 feet are in 36 yards. This problem can be found on page 291. This is letter F. Your word for today, your code, is duck. Once again, we are converting. This time, we want to convert 100 ounces into pounds. So we want to convert ounces into pounds. So once again, look at your chart on page 290, and we see that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So we will proceed to write that. So we have 100 ounces. Remember to write ounces down. We want our measurement there. And we're going to be multiplying. Once again, we want our ounces to cancel. So I'm going to put my ounces down below and my pounds up above. And like I said, there's 16 ounces in 1 pound. So I know I set up my equation correctly. Now, once again, we multiply like we would a normal fraction. So we'll multiply across the top and the bottom. First, we need to make 100 a fraction by simply putting it over 1, and we multiply across. 100 times 1 is 100. 1 times 16 is 16. And remember, our ounces cancel, so that means we know we did it right, and we're left with pounds. Well, looking at 100 over 16, I know I can simplify that down a little bit more. What number goes both into 100 and 16? Well, I know 2 does, but I think there's a bigger number. Let's divide both the top and bottom by 4. Once again, simplifying the fraction like we did in lesson 0. So 100 divided by 4 would leave me with 25, and 16 divided by 4 would leave me with 4. So I'm left with 25 over 4, and remember, we still have pounds. Now, 25 over 4 is reduced, but is it completely simplified? I think we can make it into a mixed number. Let's make 25 over 4 pounds into a mixed number. Remember to do this, we want to break 25 into numbers that we know work evenly. So, we can break up 25 into 4, and 4, and 4, and 4, and 4, and 4, and 1. Once again, putting our 4 underneath. Remember, it needs to be there for everything. Counting these up, we have 1 whole, 2 wholes, 3, 4, 5, 6 wholes, and 1/4 left over. Now, there was a simpler way to do this problem to simplify it. We can look at how many times can 4 go into 25. So, let's do that. 4 goes into 25, so 25 divided by 4. Well, I know it can go in 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract, we're left with 1. So we have 6 and 1/4. That's another way we can work on getting a simplified answer.